People would know that our supermarkets are in bed with the pokies industry. Well, that may not be the case for long. Today, Coles has sparked a war within the gambling industry by announcing a trial to limit maximum bets on their poker machines to $1. But the pokey makers are digging in their heels.
Supermarkets these days are massive gambling addicts, raking in billions of dollars from pokies every year. Because, let's face it, fruit and veg is just so 1985.
Have a look at that. This one here. Beautiful.
Between them, Coles and Woolies own more than 15,000 poker machines around the country. They live in pubs attached to their liquor retail stores, which is supermarket speak for bottle-os.
Queensland legislation requires that to retail liquor you've got to own hotels. Coles, we acquired in 2007, had around 80 or 90 hotels in Queensland.
So today it was a pretty big deal when Coles announced it was willing to risk some of those profits to push maximum pokies bets down to help curb problem gambling.
In my home state of Tasmania, you can lose $5 at the push of a button and the so-called game lasts less than 3 seconds.
$1 bets reducing losses by 90% would make a huge difference in the level of gambling addiction.
But manufacturers of poker machines say it's not that easy to teach an old poker machine new tricks.
We're trying to do something that we think would be a positive in the hotels we own, and it would be helpful if the manufacturers assisted us in that process.
Woolies has made it clear that it's not keen to follow suit, reportedly saying there's no evidence maximum bets mean punters lose less money, despite this 2010 Productivity Commission report having truckloads of evidence.
Coles is trying to do the right thing, yet the poker machine manufacturers are blocking them at every move. They really are a pack of malevolent bastards.
And if poker machines can be tinkered with to manipulate gamblers, surely they can be untinkered with to minimise some of the damage, right? Well, Ross Farrar is with the Gambling Technologies Association. He represents the 5 companies that have today said that they're not willing to modify their machines. He joins us now. Ross, why is it too hard to modify the machines?
Well, there's a lot more to a poker machine than dialling things up and down like you might be able to on your phone or your tablet. Poker machines are approved under a very wide range of stringent controls that are put in place by state and territory governments. Poker machines must be tested against those standards before they are approved for use in Australia, and once they're in use, they're monitored to ensure that those standards are maintained. So it's not a simple matter to just go and change the maximum bet from, in a New South Wales case, from $10 to $1. That would be a 90% reduction.
Why does it matter what the limit was and what the new limit is? Aren't you just changing a bit of coding? Surely.
No.
So why does it cost you more? Apart from the loss of profits, why does it cost you more to change a machine from $5 to $1 than it would from $10 to $5?
The maximum bet is part of the structure of the game. It's inherent in the operation of the game. You can't simply dial it down, as I said, like you possibly could on something on a phone or a tablet.
Ross, sorry, I might be naive, but isn't it just a matter of putting a few coins into a machine? It's not that hard, surely.
Well, there are lots of opinions. There are academics and researchers that have put opinions on this for years. One of them is that it would mean that problem gamblers the situation might become worse for problem gamblers because they'd stay longer, therefore spending more time away from their family and other pursuits.
So, Ross, Coles wants this to happen. If Coles is happy to wait and if they're the ones footing the bill, why do the manufacturers have the right to say no?
Well, the manufacturers are open to anything, and certainly the door's always open to all of their customers with whatever they want to do. The manufacturers, according to correspondence I've seen, have not closed the door on such a thing or said that they won't do it. But we don't think it's the answer.
Ross, can I just ask you about the statistic that you've cited that problem gambling is in decline? We've been looking for that sort of statistic all day. We've not found anything to that effect. The best we've been able to do is find some stats saying that last year problem gambling was up 8% and it was up 10% the year before that. Can you tell us where you got your figures from?
Well, I looked at statistics today which showed surveys of problem gambling prevalence in Australia in the US from memory, in Canada.
So where were those stats from?
It was from an academic in the US who had done a global study of problem gambling prevalence, and the graph is clear. Australia's problem gambling prevalence has reduced by more than a half in the last 10 years. And incidentally...
You're right, in the last 10 years, but in the last couple of years, is it still possible that it's gone up 10% and 8% now in consecutive years, and therefore we do have a trend that we need to arrest?
That's not what I'm seeing, Waleed, no.
Right.
We're seeing a long-term downward trend. That was indeed identified by the Productivity Commission in 2009. And as far as I can see, all the statistics are that that trend is continuing.
All right, Ross, thank you very much for your time tonight.